Hi, my name is Dr. Chelle. Welcome to Dr. Test Prep. Right now, our focus on the channel is helping you improve your PSAT and SAT math scores. Right now, we're looking at Unit 6, Lesson 2, with a focus on linear equation word problems from Khan Academy. So if you got orange on your Khan Academy, this is for you. If you have no idea what I'm talking about with orange, stop watching this video. Go watch my video that talks about the Khan Academy and Dr. Test Prep YouTube channel to understand what I mean. Okay, we are looking at the basic examples. If you bought my book for $14.95 on Amazon, it is page 101. If you didn't, no worries. Go get paper and pencil, and also make sure your Desmos calculator is set to College Board. A cell phone plan costs $20 per line for unlimited text and talk and $10 per gigabyte of shared data. If Sammy budgeted $100 for 3 phones for the family, how many gigabytes can the family use? So, first of all, we know that there's 3 phones and each phone is $20. And it's $10 per gigabyte of data. And Sammy has $100 budgeted. Now, this really could be turned into an inequality, but let's just keep it as an equation. So that's all we do. We just read it step by step. The tricky part here is it almost thinks it's 2 variables because would you have y as a variable, but it just tells you it's 3 phones. So it's just 3 times 20. You probably already have the answer in your head, but since I want to show you how to do it on the calculator, we're going to do it. Plus 10x equals 100. And then you look and you're like, oh, 4 gigabytes of data. Done. Jamal invested $1,000 in saving that earns 4% interest annually. Write a linear equation to represent the value of his investment V of t after t years. Then determine how much money Jamal will have after 8 years rounded to the nearest penny. Interesting point. That is an exponential function. So even though this is linear equation, we're going to make that say exponential and just move on. All right. So basically the total amount, the reason why it's exponential is every year we're doing 4%. If it said every year we're doing $50, then it would be linear. But let's go on with exponential because honestly, you'll probably see more exponential questions than linear. So we'll just get an extra practice in. So we've got V of t equals, and this is how you would write exponential functions. This number right here is our starting value. So he started with 1,000. Then we put 1. Because he earns interest, it would be 1 plus. If you watched my previous videos, I think it was Unit 2 when we did exponential functions, there was a lot of depreciation of car value, in which case it would have been like subtraction. Okay, but growth we add, depreciation we subtract. And then what are we doing? We don't put 4 in here because that would be like 400%. So we need to put 0.04. And I did write the T because that stands for time. But in this example, it tells us that it's 8 years. So we have 2 options. If we want to look at the graph, we could write V of t equals 1,000 times 1 plus 0.04 to the shift 6 gives you the exponent without having to put the keyboard 8. So if you do it that way, you would have to just keep scrolling out, which you can do. It'll be way past 1,000. And you can see that that's our answer right here. And we'll round to the nearest penny. So we've got 1,368.57. Now, watch this awesome trick. Just take out the V of t. Same answer. Done. And it's because we had all the input values. We had the starting amount, we had the interest rate, and we had the value for years. So because we just had all of that, we didn't have to type the V of t and just treat it like a straight up scientific calculator question. All right, number 3. A water tank is being filled at a rate of 5 gallons per minute. So this is an example of add 5, add 5, add 5. If the tank currently contains 20 gallons of water, write a linear equation to represent the total amount of water in the tank after t minutes. So that's just their fancy way of saying, write W of t. It currently contains 20, so 20 is the starting point. And it says if the tank can hold 55 gallons, how much time will it take? So we've got W of t, so the water in the tank is 50 gallons plus 5 gallons per minute. That's our equation. They want us to figure out, okay, well, what is it when W of t is 55? Now, a lot of you might be able to do this right in your head. Subtract 20, get 35, divide by 5, get 7. Or you can just type it into Desmos. And frankly, if I were doing this, I would type it into Desmos. Now, if you notice, I don't have an answer. It's because without a Y or like a W of T, it doesn't know how to recognize it. So all you do is instead of having T, make it an X and you still get the 7. Okay. I would just think that personally on testing day, I would lean into the Desmos calculator, especially if you watched all my YouTube videos on it, just because I know for me when I take tests, and maybe some of you are like amazing, but I know for me, I get like sometimes over anxious and I make silly mistakes or I totally forget something. So just getting in the habit of using the Desmos calculator along with me will just build your confidence. And then on test day, you won't make a silly mistake or something. All right, well, we have just finished Unit 6, Lesson 2, the basic examples. So we'll stop the video, but we're going to go into the harder examples on the next page and in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Chelle.